The grand banquet hall fell silent as King Aldrich suddenly clutched his throat, choking violently on poisoned wine. His golden goblet crashed to the floor. Guards rushed forward, but the poison was already spreading through the king's veins. A scullery boy vaulted over the table, his white apron flying. In his hand, a kitchen knife gleamed in reverse grip. He struck the king's chest with 3 surgical hits, a forbidden combat medical move to expel poison. King Aldrich convulsed, then vomited black bile. The boy had bought precious seconds.
You'll die for that, kitchen rat.
But the boy's blade was already moving. In 3 flows, he disarmed the assassin and held him at knife point.
That stance, it's the Ren knife style. Only the true heir could know that.
Guards, hold. Who are you, boy? Speak.
The kitchen boy said nothing. He just stood there, his knife steady, as the entire court stared at the faded crest on his forearm.
I asked you a question, boy. Are you deaf?
I am just a scullery boy from the kitchens.
The hall erupted in scandalized whispers. That combat style was born in the Wren household, taught to only one son per generation.
That boy is no servant. He is the disowned heir, or a thief of sacred Ren secrets.
Captain Rael, take him for questioning. No one else speaks to him.
Guards tore Tomoya from the hall, his knife clattering to marble. The assassin was hauled to the dungeons. They released him hours later to the kitchens, under watch. Every noble in the hall had witnessed his impossible skill, and they wanted answers. In the royal kitchen, old Chef Haru found Tomoya standing like a ghost, his apron streaked with drying blood, his hands still trembling.
What happened in there, boy? You are shaking worse than a blade on a grindstone.
Don't say a word. Keep scrubbing. Keep breathing.
4 years ago, Tomoya was the bright heir of House Ren, beloved by his father and the estate.
Father says, I'll lead the Ren house better than any before me.
Then his father remarried. Lady Yuki stepped out of her carriage with a lover's smile and a viper's intent.
Once that little heir is gone, you'll be the true lord of Ren. Just wait. Your son struck my child without cause. I demand he be stripped of his rights.
Father, it's a lie. I never touched him. Please look at me.
His father signed the disinheritance papers without a word. The seal crushed more than parchment.
Number, not my crest. You can't take that.
By sunset, Tomoya walked the road to the palace kitchens, a disowned boy in servant's rags, his future stolen.
Finally, the path is clear. My son will have everything.
When the kitchen doors closed behind him, 14-year-old Tomoya realized he wasn't a noble heir anymore. He was invisible.
Stop staring like a lost lamb. Grab a pot and start scrubbing, boy.
So Tomoya scrubbed. Night after night, his hands blistered and his arms ached, but he never complained.
You've got grit. Here, eat. Then I'll show you how to handle a blade.
You are teaching me to cook? I thought I'd only be washing dishes forever. These cuts, they're just like the ones Father taught me in the practice yard.
Then he discovered the kitchen's hidden treasure: gossip. Servants heard everything: noble plots, secret letters, whispers of treason.
If I listen closely, maybe I can find a way to take back what she stole.
By candlelight, he practiced the Ren knife forms with cleavers and paring knives, turning cooking into combat.
4 years of this kitchen can either break me or forge me into something they'll never expect.
4 years passed. Tomoya grew lean and quick, his knife forms sharpened into a true combat art, but his ears were sharper than any blade. He pressed against a door and heard words that froze his blood.
A puppet king by month's end. They're planning a coup, and House Wren's crest is on the ledger.
He couldn't hear the full plan, but he knew his stepmother would stop at nothing. 3 days after the assassination, King Aldrich read a sealed report from the dungeons.
The assassin broke. He named House Wren as his employer.
Captain Rael stood rigid. The king's jaw tightened.
Fetch the kitchen boy. He knows more than he told.
Moments later, Tomoya was led from the kitchen, still in his apron, flour dust on his cheek.
Don't give them anything. If they know what I heard, I'll disappear like the assassin.
King Aldrich wasted no time. He fixed Tomoya with a stare that would make lesser men confess.
The assassin named House Wren. You used their sacred knife style. Explain yourself.
I had no part in the poison, but I am Tomoya Ren, disowned heir of that house.
The king's eyes widened, then narrowed. The boy's story fit the scar on his arm.
For 4 years, I've listened in the kitchens. 4 houses plot to replace you within a month.
You expect me to believe a scullery boy? Give me proof.
Check the ledgers. My stepmother, Lady Yuki, meets with 3 other houses in secret. I know their routes.
For a long moment, the king said nothing. Then he smiled, a wolf smile.
Then we'll root them out together. If you deceive me, you'll join the assassin.
I am either his greatest weapon now or his next victim. No turning back.
Within days, the king's hunters followed Tomoya's clues. Ledgers, letters, and witnesses painted a damning picture.
Lady Yuki's seal is on every document. She intended to replace me with her son and rule through a puppet.
She destroyed my future for this. And now her greed will destroy her own sons as well.
The king rose, his decision made. The 4 houses would be seized at dawn. Every conspirator, from heir to servant.
Captain, seal the city gates. No one leaves before the arrests. This ends today.
Your Majesty, let me face my stepmother when she is seized. I want to be there.
You've earned that. But be ready. She'll use every poisoned word to wound you one last time.
She's never seen me as anything but a stain on her ambition. I am already dead to her.
Outside, soldiers armed for a purge. Inside, a scullery boy steadied his shaking hands.
Justice or revenge, I can't tell them apart anymore. But I know she'll never hurt anyone again.
The throne room filled with nobles, summoned for a royal address. None knew it was their judgment day.
Lady Yuki of House Wren, you stand accused of treason. Your seal is on these plans to poison me and install a puppet king.
You believe a scullery boy. He's been trying to destroy me since I married his father.
Tomoya Ren emerged from the side chamber, still in his blood-stained apron. The court erupted.
The evidence is overwhelming. Even now, your co-conspirator from House Lest is confessing in chains.
The broken noble wept, nodding. Lady Yuki had promised him a seat on the new council. For a heartbeat, Yuki's composure shattered. Then her eyes turned to ice once more.
You've disgraced the very name of nobility. No punishment is too severe.
One by one, the other 3 houses dropped to their knees, begging, but Yuki remained standing, her chin high.
She'll never beg, but she doesn't realize she's already lost. And I am not the boy she crushed 4 years ago.
Tomoya Ren, for your service, I restore your title as head of House Wren. You shall oversee the traitor's punishment.
The true heir returns. House Wren will have a worthy lord again.
All I have to do is say yes. Then she's finished. I refuse your title, your majesty. I am a cook, not a lord. Create a new office. Royal Cook Guard. Let me protect you at every meal, armed with my kitchen tools.
A stunned silence fell over the throne room. A kitchen boy asking for the right to bear arms at the king's table.
He'd rather scrub pots than rule. Pathetic.
So be it. The Royal Cook Guard shall be established. You are its first officer, Tomoya.
I chose my own path. A knife and a duty, that's all the crest I need.
Tomoya bowed, and as he straightened, his stepmother was dragged away. The boy she cast aside had become something she could never have predicted. The king's judgment was swift. The 3 lesser houses were stripped of rank and lands. Lady Yuki was imprisoned in the dungeons, awaiting execution.
She deserves this. So why does it feel like nothing at all?
As guards dragged her away, Lady Yuki fixed Tomoya with a glare that promised eternal hatred. He met it without flinching. Later, in the quiet of the king's study, Tomoya sought an audience alone.
Your Majesty, I have to ask. My mother died when I was 6. Did you ever know her?
The king set down his pen. His face, always unreadable, grew heavy with old grief.
Tomoya, There is a secret I have kept for 12 years. Your mother did not die.
Not dead. Then everything I mourned was a lie. Where is she? Why would you hide this?
King Aldrich looked toward the window, toward a truth he had guarded since before the boy could walk, and he began to speak.
Your mother, Lady Saya, was my friend before she wed your father. When Yuki plotted to kill her, I couldn't let her die.
He saved her. All these years, I thought I was alone.
I moved her to a remote royal hunting lodge, far from the capital. She's worked there ever since, under a false name.
All this time she was alive, and you kept her from me?
Yuki would have found her. I had to wait until you were old enough, and she was powerless. Today, that has happened.
She's been a kitchen worker, just like me. We both ended up doing the same thing. I have to see her. Let me go to the lodge now, tonight.
Take my fastest horse. I'll give you a letter proving your identity. She'll recognize you, but she'll need proof it's safe.
Tomoya clutched the letter as he strode to the stables, his heart a storm of hope and fear.
Mother, I am coming. After 12 years, I am coming.
The king's fastest horse carried Tomoya through the moonless night, a sealed letter pressed against his heart.
Will she see a stranger in a cook's apron, or will something in me still be hers?
The map showed a path through pine forests, frozen streams, and silent fields blanketed in snow.
I can't remember her voice, just the shape of a lullaby I never understood.
Dawn bled gold across the mountains. The forest smelled of wood smoke as the trail widened. A sturdy hunting lodge emerged from the pines, snow on its roof. He slid from the saddle and stood in the snowy yard, staring at the door that held his answer.
I've imagined this so many times. If she turns away, at least I'll know she lived.
He crossed the yard, each step deliberate, the sealed letter crinkling against his chest. His hand closed on the iron handle. For a long breath, he didn't move, 12 years pushing against his chest. Tomoya pushed open the door and stepped into a kitchen, thick, with the scent of flour and wood smoke. A woman stood at the wooden table, gray-streaked hair in a bun, her back to him. She hummed a lullaby he almost remembered.
That melody, I've been carrying it since I was 6. Mother?
She spun, and a ceramic bowl slipped from her hands, crashing to shards on the cold stone floor. The lullaby died.
Tomoya, is it really you? My little boy.
Then she was across the room before he could breathe again, her flour-dusted hands clutching his apron, tears streaking her worn cheeks.
I thought you were dead. For 12 years, I thought you'd been dead, and I was alone.
She pulled back, fumbling at her neck. A locket opened with a click, revealing a strand of pale baby hair. His hair, kept for 12 years.
I kept it safe. Every morning I touched it and told myself my son would come. And here you are.
I never stopped hoping, even when I didn't know it. Tell me everything. How did you survive?
The king hid me the night Yuki sent poison. He brought me here, gave me this kitchen, a place to be invisible. I thought of you every day, but I couldn't risk a letter. Yuki would have found us both.
You did the right thing. She's in chains now. She can never reach you again.
Chains? You stopped her?
The king owes his life to me, but none of that matters now. I am not letting you out of my sight again.
They talked until the fire burned low, stitching 12 years of silence into a single night.
Tomorrow, I'll send word to the king. Her title must be restored. She deserves to walk in the sun again.
By dawn, he penned a letter to King Aldrich, asking that Lady Saya be declared alive and her honor restored.
You are really doing it. My son, you are bringing me back.
A royal courier arrived by noon, breathless, bearing a scroll sealed with the king's lion crest. Tomoya cracked the wax in the warm kitchen, his mother's hands clasped tight under her chin.
By order of the king, Lady Saya is restored as head of House Ren. All charges against Tomoya Ren are expunged.
He kept his word. My name, our house, we're not invisible anymore.
Pack the locket. We leave now. The king is waiting.
They rode in a royal carriage through the melting snow, side by side, the capital spire rising on the horizon. King Aldrich descended the palace steps himself to meet them, a rare warmth softening his weathered face.
Lady Saya, it has been far too long. Welcome home.
The court stirred with disbelief. The true Lady of Ren had returned, and beside her stood the cook guard who had saved the crown. 12 years of silence ended with a single step. Tomoya held his mother's arm, and together they walked into the light. The royal cook guard uniform sat on Tomoya's shoulders like a promise. At every meal, he stood behind the king, kitchen knife at his hip.
This knife used to mean revenge. Now, it means no one will ever poison this throne again.
In the royal kitchen, Lady Saya found the man who had raised her son. Old Chef Haru stood at the same worn cutting board.
You taught him to stand when the world broke his legs. I owe you more than I can say.
He came here a scrap of misery, left as the sharpest knife in the palace. Just needed someone to believe he wasn't finished.
2 people, one who gave me life, one who gave me a reason to live it, both in this kitchen.
By royal charter, the Wren house was rebuilt. Stonemasons raised walls, and cherry blossoms, absent for years, were replanted.
She'll live here again, in a house that answers to her alone. No shadows, no Yuki.
Tomoya walked the palace gardens as the sun set, the royal cook guard emblem catching the last light. He was no longer the disowned boy. That night, he and his mother shared a simple meal in the kitchen she would soon leave, a farewell to the lodge that hid her, and a hello to the life ahead. The throne room was cold and silent as guards dragged Lady Yuki from the dungeons for her final judgment.
Your execution is commuted, but you will live in exile forever, stripped of your name, your lands, and your very house.
You call this mercy? I'd rather have the axe than watch that kitchen rat live in my house.
Tomoya stood in the shadow of a pillar, his royal cook guard uniform half hidden by the dancing torchlight.
She looks so much smaller than I remembered. Just a bitter woman in chains.
For a single, frozen heartbeat, their eyes met. The fire in hers flickered, wavered, and something dark finally went out.
Nothing. No hatred, no satisfaction, only the quiet certainty that it's truly over.
As the guards led her in chains toward the waiting ship, she did not look back.
It's finished, Tomoya. Does your heart feel lighter now?
I don't need her suffering. I have my mother and a duty worth waking up for. That's enough.
Months later, the Wren house stood rebuilt, its crest lifted high under a sky of cherry blossoms. A grand banquet was proclaimed to honor the house's restoration and the king's cook guard.
Tomoya Ren, tonight we honor not the heir who would have been, but the guardian who chose to be.
To the true heir, who found a crown in duty, not a title.
Tomoya stood at the king's shoulder in his royal cook guard uniform, kitchen knife gleaming at his hip.
This is the same knife I scrubbed pots with. Now it guards the throne.
From the head table, Lady Saya watched her son, pride softening every line of hardship.
My son, who never stopped believing, he is the true lord of this house, in all the ways that matter.
The king raised his goblet again, and the court echoed the toast. A kitchen boy who saved a king and rebuilt a legacy.
I found my place. Not above them, not below, beside them, knife in hand.
In the moonlit gardens, Tomoya and his mother walked away from the celebration's noise, toward a quiet bench under old cherry trees.
Tomoya, did you ever regret turning down the title? You could have ruled from a throne.
A throne only matters if it sits in an empty room. I have you. I have my purpose. That's more than any lord's chair.
Then take this. It's not a weapon. It's what we should have given you years ago.
She untied the cloth to reveal a kitchen knife forged with the Wren crest, not a blade for war, but a blade for creation.
Her crest on a kitchen knife. She knew exactly what it would mean to me.
Use it to guard, to cook, to remember where you came from. Both of us, together.
I'll carry it every day, not as a mark of nobility, but as a mark of family.
She placed it in his palm, and for a quiet moment, the garden held only the rustle of blossoms and the steady rhythm of 2 hearts.
This is my true inheritance, not a title, not a house, this.
The next morning, the palace kitchen filled with the scent of fresh dough and the sound of laughter.
This is how it should have always been. Two cooks from the same blood, side by side.
I am still learning his knife style. He's faster than I am now.
You are out of practice. A week in this kitchen, and you'll be teaching me again.
The kitchen doors swung open, and King Aldrich stepped inside, a rare sight that made the servants freeze.
I didn't come to be served. I came to share a meal, something simple, made by your hands.
We have fresh bread, some eggs from the royal hens, and cheese I sliced with my new knife.
Your Majesty, I can testify. This is the best food in the kingdom, cooked by the best people I've ever taught.
A king, a mother, and a cook in a kitchen. This is what we saved. This is what we saved. This is what matters.
They broke bread together in the heart of the palace, not as rulers and servants, but as a family forged in hardship and bound by trust. The Wren house flourished under Lady Saya's care. Cherry blossoms returned, and with them, a peace long denied. Tomoya's knife style became legend. Select royal guards, now trained in the same cooking combat forms he perfected. One evening, he stood on the balcony of the rebuilt mansion, watching the sun sink below the palace towers. His mother joined him, her hand finding his shoulder the way it used to when he was a boy.
You have become everything I prayed for. Not a lord, but a good man with a purpose.
I used to dream of revenge. Now I dream of mornings in the kitchen, cooking with her. This knife has the Wren crest, but the ribbon tied to it, she added that herself. That's the real family mark.
The ribbon was a thing of no value, just a strip of cloth from her old apron. But Tomoya never untied it. The Wren crest lifted on the wind, a banner above the home that had once cast him out. And on the balcony, a mother and son watched the day fade, ready for the next dawn together. Tomoya moved through the palace kitchen with the ease of someone who had finally found his rhythm. Old Chef Haru nodded as he passed. No words needed. A lifetime of trust in a single gesture. He paused at the king's dinner dish, checking it with the same precision he once used to disarm assassins. Then he walked to the cottage on the Wren grounds, where lamplight flickered in the window. Inside, Lady Saya was pouring tea, the steam curling like a quiet welcome.
You are late. I saved you a cup.
A cup of tea in a quiet kitchen. That's the whole world worth protecting.
The Wren crest on his knife had never gleamed brighter, polished now by purpose, not by revenge. Outside, the banner of House Wren flew beside the royal colors, the two houses inseparable at last. Cherry blossoms fell like promises kept. Slowly, gently, the world turned on, and Tomoya was finally fully home.